Greetings everyone, this is your host Pipe Runner, joining you today from the beautiful city of Oslo. I welcome you all to this amazing casting session. How are you guys doing today? We have our second match of the Desi 1v1 tournament, round 1. Mystigan spawning in on the north side of the map, playing as the color yellow. I think this is his favorite color, because I have seen him play this color quite often. He's playing as his, probably his best civ, which is the Jushi's Legacy. On the other side of the map, spawning in on the south end, we have J1nada. Don't know which clan he plays for. But he is playing in the color teal, playing as one of the most OP civs right now, the Abyssids. I hope you guys can hear me. Just let me know if there are any audio issues or anything that's kind of unclear. Just let me know in the chat. I can read and see. So I think Mystigan has been a Conqueror 1 in solo last season, but I don't know how many games he played, but he's a really good player. His strategy is generally to boom really hard and get away with it. Now the problem is J1nada this time is playing as a civ that also likes to do the same. Abyssid right now is arguably one of the hardest civs to defeat, purely because of their really strong eco-wing. It's just too hard to push them, and because of the eco-wings Fertile Crescent upgrade, the farms are really cheap, so Abyssid can have a really fun time sitting in their base and having all the eco to defend against any kind of push, any kind of a feudal push. Sherry audio low. Sherry is not casting with me. I'm the only one casting this time, so I hope that clears any kind of confusion. So, let's see. Mystigan going up with the Meditation Garden, a bit too forward, but of course, a very decent spot. Let's see how much resource he gets, but I think he'll get a decent amount of food, wood, and gold here. It's a really nice spot. Had he got some stone outcropping here, it would be cherry on top, but you can't always get what you want, but you get what you need. Now, I've seen Mystigan play against a really good Abyssid player before this, and his plan was to do an all-in feudal push without the Song Dynasty. So what happened in that game was Mystigan got pushed back, and he simply did not have the eco to defend. And since without Song Dynasty you don't really have a buttery smooth farm transition, so you kind of get stuck. So J1nada aging up with the eco wing, so standard play, no problem here. Has he already moved to stone? Yes, he has. Let's see in terms of vision, what are these two players able to scout? J1nada spots the Meditation Garden. J1nada decides to push this. This will soon be a marinated garden, waiting to be cooked. Now, Mystigan is either banking on the fact that Abyssid will most likely go for the eco wing, or he simply does not care. Okay, this time around Mystigan is going up with the Song Dynasty. The Jinnang Tower will provide one free unit for every military building that is constructed. So, and that free unit is a spear, an archer, or sorry, a Zugunu, and a horseman, I believe. Should give a horseman. Yeah, gives a horseman as well. And now that Mystigan is in the Song Dynasty, his buildings will cost less wood, if I'm not mistaken. The problem with the custom orders, I can't see the dynasty specifics. Someone in the chat might be able to enlighten us on that. The question is how many TCs does the Abbasid player feel like going up with? I think he is only settling for 2. Maybe J1nada has spotted some kind of aggression and knows that he needs to have an answer to this. So perhaps he's not going too greedy. Against the Jushi, you don't really want to go too greedy because the amount of production they can put up, the kind of pressure they can put on the opponent is kind of overwhelming. So if you go 3 TC against a Jushi that has decided to do a feudal push, will most certainly be dead. Now J1nada's scout will spot the blacksmith and the archery range, so he knows for sure that a feudal push is coming anytime now. In terms of upgrades, none of them have got any kind of eco or military upgrades, and it seems like Mystigan is not planning to get anything. He doesn't have any on gold. So why put the blacksmith? You don't have any villages on gold. Interesting. J1nada planning on defending this with 2 archery ranges and 1 stable. The problem with this kind of a defense is when your opponent has archer mass and a couple of spears, going up with cavalry obviously seems like the right choice, but the problem is a horseman costs 120 units of resources. On the other hand, archers are really cheap. They're just wood heavy. And wood is what you have in surplus around your base. You have a safe wood line and you're fine. You can get all the wood you need. But food is a resource that's a bit tricky to get. I mean, if your sheep runs out, you have to go out on the map. But not in the case of Abbasid. Remember the Fertile Crescent upgrade? Well, makes it very easy for them to set up farms. And now Mystigan is sitting on top of the Abbasid production, which means J1nada will have a really hard time here producing anything to defend. It seems like Mystigan is not stopping. It's constantly streaming more and more units. And J1nada might feel a bit helpless here, his scout spotting this constant stream of units. Okay, now it seems like J1nada has managed to mount some sort of a defense and already going farms, realizing the fact that he will run out of sheep soon. And he needs to have a steady flow of food. Mystigan anticipating some kind of counter raid, going for early walls, of course. Sign up a really good player. Just always stay 2 steps ahead of your opponent. Even if you're managing to push him and keep him in his base, you never know what your opponent might be thinking. The last thing you want is for you to push the opponent while your opponent is going around your base killing your villagers on deer and gold. Mystigan now choosing to pull back and regroup in the center. Still no upgrades coming in for either players. Now in terms of military numbers, J1nada doesn't really have too many. Probably he realizes that. Falls back. The military numbers for Yushi is still rising. Very safe walls going on for Mystigan. J1nada relocating his villagers to safer side of the map Well, bit poorly placed farms here make things a bit difficult for the Abbasid. 15 to 30. But in terms of villagers, of course, J1nada has a lead. But this lead won't mean much if he fails to survive this push. Question is, will Mystigan be able to do any significant damage with the superior military numbers? J1nada is having a hard time managing his eco. Bit of incorrectly positioned waypoint. Gotta be careful. These horsemen are not cheap. In terms of army composition, Mystigan has 22 Jugnus and 15 spears, while J1nada has 15 archers and 4 horsemen. And there it is. The first counter raid comes in. Something that you would expect on this level of matchup. But again, like if you, this is another thing that you have to be careful with. Your horsemen, you might feel like if you run away from your spears, run away from the opponent's spears, you'll be safe, but the spears generally chase you around. And we see 2 rams coming in. Putting pressure on the House of Wisdom. The Abbasid might feel like he's safe because the opponent is putting pressure on the House of Wisdom, but remember, if your House of Wisdom goes down, you can't really age up. So the only option that the Abbasid will be left with after this is to turtle and mass army and not turtle and age up. So tech advantage is not an option anymore. 40 military to 25. The game seems to be tipping in the favor of Juicy. And there goes the House of Wisdom. Did J1nada lose the Golden Age tier 1? I think he did. I don't think I can see the Golden Age tier from here. But I think the House of Wisdom is a mandatory building that you need for your House of Wisdom to work. So the Gathering Raid bonus has been lost. Mystigan circling around like a shark, looking for angles to attack, and might spot this wood line. We're just going down left and right. J1nada needs to take this fight correctly. If he loses this fight, it'll be GG for him. Now remember, J1nada went up with the eco wing, so these archers are normal archers. They don't have boot camp. Villagers running on, trying to get to the town center, holding on to their dear life. A very good surround by J1nada here. It seems like the Jugnus might go down. The spear is trying to take out some villagers, but the villagers don't care. They just go straight for the rams. Mystigan losing quite a bit of resource or investment here because these rams are not cheap at all. It seems like the game might tip to the other side now. Abbasid going on for a counter push now. Mystigan sees this, he pulls back. But he's already ready. He has all the walls. Perhaps a couple of static defenses might help him hold this push. The good thing is Mystigan has a very good gold spawn. So it's not like the Abbasid will be able to do anything about an age up. The question is whether Mystigan decides to hold with a massive army or he plans on aging up and going for a tech advantage and push back. The problem is Mystigan has his production in the front, so if he loses this position, it might be a bit problematic for him and this wood line will be under attack. But then again, he has another wood line here. Mystigan is on the board, yes, that is correct, and I think and the thing is, I think the horseman missed this because, oh, perhaps not. He has done a bit of damage here. Don't know how they're still there. J1nada slowly repairing the House of Wisdom. Mystigan now slowly moving into a farm transition, and these granaries are a godsend. Couple of Jugnus being a bit of an annoyance, which I think this horseman might be able to deal with quickly. Maybe not. Archers camping the ram chilling, doing nothing. I think the first archer range will go down. In terms of army numbers, J1nada is doing well. I mean, quite well now. Let's see what J1nada is able to see. Will he be able to spot the villagers here on the wood line? Yes, he does. Yes, he does. Tries to go for it, but the pathing kind of screws him. Thing is J1nada aware of this? Maybe not. Another archer range goes down. J1nada now trying his best to kite, but Showdown versus archers, you don't want them to close the gap. If they close the gap, then your archers are toast. So making the right call, trying to fall back. J1nada managing to take out 3 production buildings, and at this point House of Wisdom is almost halfway there in terms of repairs. J1nada is not getting any gold, so he's not planning on an age up. And in terms of villager distribution, he has 43 to 14. Is he putting in more production? Okay. No more farms. Well, Mystigan is slowly transitioning into farms and has moved a lot of villagers, 14 to be precise, on gold, which means he is looking for an age up. He will use this army to put a little bit of pressure on J1nada, fooling him into making more army, while he will age up and transition into palace guard. J1nada again being pushed back. J1nada running back to his base. 8 archers in queue. He's still mounting an army primarily made of archers. Not too many horsemen yet. And again, he needs to be careful here. If he wants to take advantage of his eco bonus, obviously he needs to make sure that he does not lose his wills. That's what's the point of having a 2 TC setup. The problem is when J1nada decided to push back Mystigan, he did not go out on the map for these resources. Which is something you want to do. Like when you're pushing back your opponent, you generally want to take advantage of that situation. And not doing that means J1nada will again be locked back into his base. And Mystigan again has 44 units on the field, while J1nada has 23, so it's again deja vu. It's making a house there, not realizing that there are 47 Jugnus sitting right there. And another ram coming up. I think we'll see the House of Wisdom being demolished for the 2nd time. And that might be pretty frustrating for J1nada. He might just give up if the House of Wisdom goes down for the 2nd time. In terms of resources, I think Mystigan is still spending, even though he decided to get a lot of gold. That might be primarily because he wanted to get some research, or maybe he initially decided that he will age up, but seeing that the Abbasid is making more and more units, he just decides, okay, you know what, I'll just invest my gold in research. Mystigan doing a really smart maneuver here. Knowing the fact that there might be villages here on the bottom side of the map, sends a little raiding platoon of Jugnus. And while J1nada is busy defending here, he won't even realize that his villagers are dying here. Again, Jugnus moving forward and killing archers, so if you don't micro your archers here, your Jugnus will take them out pretty quickly. And that is what we see here. Mystigan again going for the House of Wisdom, realizing the fact that if you take down the House of Wisdom, Abbasid really can't do much. And with with the tech up that the Joshi will do right now, I think even with lower numbers in villager count, I think he'll be pretty fine. Question is, what will he age up with? Will he go for the Mount View Academy, or will he age up with the Shaolin Monastery? Now, given the fact that relics are free gold and the Shaolin monks are really good at dealing with units, like they're pretty tough military units, so going for the Shaolin Monastery might be a good option here. Now remember, the Shaolin monks are food heavy units, so pretty excellent investment, knowing the fact that you can go granaries and pretty much have infinite food. Now we have 49 to 23 here. Third ram incoming. J1nada realizing that the House of Wisdom will go down for the second time. Still making more and more units, but where are they? 28 units somewhere, but where are they? This might be it. This might be it. J1nada might just tap out any moment now. What did he age up with? The Shaolin Monastery. J1nada doing a counter push now. It might be too little, too late. Because even if he manages to kill this army now, I think Mystigan will switch into armored units and J1nada won't have any answer to it. He's way behind now. Even though he is ahead in eco, the eco difference doesn't really justify the 2TC setup. And not just that, he will have to repair the House of Wisdom, age up. And remember, the Abbasid doesn't really have control over how quickly they can age up, so this might be it. This might be it, guys. J1nada doing a mass migration of his lumberjacks. Now these are upgraded juggernautes. +1 ranged attack. And there it is. J1nada taps out, realizing the fact that there is no coming back from the situation. And with that, the first round goes to Mystigan. Thank you guys for watching. If you have any comments or any analysis on the game, feel free to share it here. Let's take a quick look at the statistics of the game. So J1nada going up with the second TC sure had villager lead, but he lost a lot. And again, I think one of the bigger mistakes by J1nada was not going out for the resources when he was doing a counter push. And that is generally, you kind of get into a bad habit when you're playing the Abbasid for not going out on the map, because, your eco is so safe and so efficient. You're like, that's okay. But I think the House of Wisdom going down and J1nada losing his golden age, he probably did not realize that his eco was not as efficient as he thought it was. Alright, so I think we have the second map, which is Hillendale. Oh my god, I hate that map. And civs are English and Abbasid. Alright. English and Abbasid. Oh wait, I forgot to paste the link here, it seems. YouTube chat. There we go. I hope the chat appears now. Oops. Do we have the chat? Let's see if we can get the chat here. Yes, there it is. The camera is kind of blurry here. That's okay. So we have the second map, or the second round, which will be played on Hill and Dale. And J1nada will be playing English. And Mystigan this time will be playing Albacete. Okay. Alright. Alright. Sweet. Sweet. I hope I'm able to see the game this time around. Nope. Still can't. Go back into observe. Refresh. Shake being funny in the chat. Did they create the second game? I can't see the game, guys. Okay. Thank you, Jatan, for mentioning that. I forgot to mention the name of the players. I actually added it in the description because someone told me no one is interested in knowing the name of the players. They just want to know which civs are being played by whom or something. But I'll just switch it around. Round 1 and 2. There we go. I think the title should be fixed now. So let me know if you see it. Oh, I realized why it was blurry. It was a focus issue. Okay. Is the autofocus turned on? Oh yeah, that's why. Stupid camera. Right. So seems like Mystigan is in the washroom after a really stressful game. So we'll chill out a bit. But for those of you who don't know, we have been running a second server, which is a bit more generic. The Desi server is it's specific to Age of Empires, where we try to branch out and see if we can explore other games. And I think after having a lot of discussion, we have finally settled on Company of Heroes, so we might actually experiment with that. And I also stream Frostpunk every now and then on one of our voice channels, so if you're looking to kind of explore some stress-free RTS gaming, feel free to join the other server. Okay, Jatan mentions that the next game is starting. Good, that's very good. Okay, while I set up the match, let's have another poll. Okay. Got 14 seconds before the game starts. Alright, so we have another poll for round 2 this time. And let's get back into the... Okay, so this time around we have Mystigan playing in my favorite color, purple, spawning in on the southwest side of the map, playing as the deadly and effective Abbasid. And we have J1nada this time, playing as yet another OP Civ, English in the color orange, spawning in on the northeast side of the map. So what do we have here? In terms of scouting, J1nada went all the way into the enemy base. Question is, why? I mean, why would you want to go all the way out of the map? Perhaps maybe because his scout did not really find much, so he thought maybe it's a good idea to go all the way back into the enemy base. Mystigan, going towards the north, has managed to find 6 sheep so far. Might go behind the enemy lines to see if we can snag some sheep that rightfully belong to the English Empire. Let's see where J1nada is in terms of the number of sheep. He has what, 5? So both players are doing okay. Will J1nada do something about this? He could have sniped a couple of sheep here. Maybe not. I mean, English is OP in the lower level of the game. So I mean, if you are in lower diamond, upper plat, English is a civ that you do not want to play against. I mean, it's just annoying, man. It's just annoying. But I mean, if they go for a second TC, and you think like, okay, he's going second TC, I'll punish this guy. And you go in on the you go up with 2 rams, 3 rams, and a bit of an army, and this English would be like, you want to push me? I'll just put a white tower. And you'll be like, oh well, what do I do now? And now you're behind an eco. You have units that will either die if they try to push the TC or play under the white tower. So you fall back, but English is now on a 2 TC boom, so you're screwed, man. J1nada doing making his scout useful by taking out a few deer, trying to push them near the mill. And lo and behold, we have the council hall, so we are expecting some sort of a feudal play. And Mystigan, not so surprisingly, going up with the eco wing. And he has placed his House of Wisdom behind his TC. Maybe maybe learning from his enemies' mistakes. Hard to tell, but oh yeah, he sees it. Yes, he sees it. He knows. He knows what's the English is cooking. We served English breakfast very soon. I've never had English breakfast. But one of my English friends has really convinced me that it's really good. I don't know what's so special about baked beans, but sure. Why not? Sherry says noobs play English in Abbasid. Well, Emerson DK is no noob, and he plays Abbasid. Council Hall goes up. In terms of eco distribution, it seems like J1nada will become... Okay, so it's a Council Hall 2 TC. I haven't seen this display before. Is it like, is the Council Hall just to throw your opponent off? I don't know, we'll see. This is a weird kind of play. I mean, if you go Council Hall and you're not planning on making anything from it, what's the point of going Council Hall? Opposite going for the second TC. No third TC in the plans yet, so maybe this Council Hall... Okay, so Mystigan actually went up to see what's up. And he realizes, oh well, where are the longbows? They aren't here yet. And now he realizes, oh... And he immediately moves his villagers to stone. Insane mind games here. Insane mind games. Alright. So Mystigan be like, oh my god. There it is. There it is. You're letting me get away. Okay, I'll go for a third TC. Don't tempt me with a good time. Now this game is going to be really interesting. The thing is, English 2 TC is not going to beat Abbasid 3 TC. Just FYI. The question is, what does J1nada think about doing? Okay, Mystigan has managed to scout about 70% of the map. J1nada has scouted everything. Nice. Very interesting choice of position for the second TC. Really hugging the tree line. And J1nada has quite a good number of sheep. I think he... Yeah, he's looking for an age up. He's not planning on fighting feudal. What about Mystigan? Mystigan has also started remacroing towards gold, so maybe he will also look for an age up. So perhaps we are about to see a late game matchup. The thing is, English has quite a few tricks up its sleeve when it comes to playing late game. And by late game, I mean in the Castle Age, the men-at-arms and longbows are pretty good. And in the Imp, the enclosure would allow the English player to stay in their base for as long as they want. Will Mystigan lose the scout? No, he won't. Alright. Mystigan being extra cautious with some walls here and there, but not overly cautious because he knows that English is not really making anything. He sees no production other than the council hall itself, so no horseman raids or anything. Drywood, I completely agree with you. AOE3 is a piece of art. It looks absolutely beautiful, and the civ composition they had was really diverse. Really enjoyed playing as the Aztecs or the Japanese, even the you know, the British India. So it was really fun. But alas, they changed a bit too much. Changed a lot of things in Age of Empires 3 and the game did not take off. Even though I see a couple of streamers playing AOE 3 still, so wouldn't give up on it. The thing with player base and humans in general is everyone resists change, you know. They want things to be the same. So if you change things too much, generally you're met with a lot of resistance. So the only way they could have made Age of Empires 3 you know, like lucrative would have been cutting off the electricity for the Age of Empires 2 servers, but well, that did not happen. Mystigan aging up with the military wing. The right call here because perhaps he realizes that he will be dealing with a Castle Age army. And there it is. Going with barracks. Going for men-at-arms. Men-at-arms. No longbows though, so it's a men-at-arm push, which I think Mystigan will counter with a good deal of crossbows and ghulams to tank it. Maybe knights, as a matter of fact. Mystigan has a safe gold here. I think he is securing. Okay, okay, Mystigan spots the first men-at-arms and he realizes what's going on. Oh, Mystigan going for camel archers. Okay. A unit with insane amount of damage. A bit heavy on food, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, 170 food and 60 wood. So, quite expensive, but very effective. And because of the mobility, you can not only deal with the armored units, you can also, you know, take them around and do some insane raids. But then again, yeah, English doesn't really have to go out on the map, so they're very safe in their base. Wouldn't really get a lot of raiding going on, and their TCs fire double the arrows, they have network of castles, and they have every possible defensive bonus that is available in the game, so. Can we see what's the golden age tier? No, that's unfortunate. Yikes. Nope, no way of knowing. Is anyone going for the relics now? Do we see a monastery? No. No one's going for relics. English men-at-arms moving in. Crossbows in the field. And the longbows will be able to deal with the crossbows and the camel archers. But English has to fall back. In terms of eco, obviously Mystigan's 2 TC has managed to oh sorry Mystigan's 3 TC hasn't really managed to get a lot of villager difference, but I think we'll slowly see that happening. English 2 TC pumping hard, but the English has to realize the longer this game goes, the more problematic it will get for him because of this eco bonus that the Abbasid Empire has. So Mystigan going insanely greedy with the 3 market setup. He might even look to go imp with the trade wing, and then Abbasid becomes unstoppable. In terms of upgrades, J1nada hasn't gotten any other than the ranged defense. But why would you want ranged defense? Don't you want to go ranged attack first because you have longbows and you want to deal with these camel archers? Mystigan going for +2 ranged attack, making his camel archers and crossbows extremely effective. Well, to answer your question, Abbasid, man. That's how we roll. It's Abbasid. But to be more technical, I think it's the House of Wisdom Golden Age that makes the 3 TC somehow more efficient even after being, you know, slow in terms of setup. I think the gathering raid bonus just pays off immediately. Had it been a defense civ, you wouldn't see an age up this fast. Mystigan going for a sneaky raid. Going all the way back, okay. Alright. Does Mystigan see this? Yeah, he sees this and he's putting out a couple of outposts, so yeah. Mystigan is playing on time. And he knows he will win this fight. He just needs to have numbers, and he will win this fight. J1nada being forced to fall back. You don't see English falling back often, you know. When the English is falling back, it generally means things are really bad for him. And now Mystigan taking out villages left and right. Now remember guys, this number is not just villages, it is also traders included. And now you'll see this number shooting up like crazy because of the 3-market setup. And this again reminds me of the line that Mystigan told me. Age of Empires is all about how greedy you can get and get away with it. So Mystigan managing to go for a 3 DC 3 market setup and J1nada doing nothing about it. Well, he's going to feel the wrath of the Abbasid Empire right now. English now running out of gold, even though he has banked 1200, so should be fine for a bit, but what he needs is crossbows, horsemen. I think you need a bit of pretty much everything, because Abbasid now has a 1-1-1 composition. Crossbows annihilating the English men-at-arms, while the archers dealing with the longbows. And the camel archers just being an annoyance. Mystigan probably knows that J1nada doesn't really have, or hasn't really managed to go out on the map. And that's the thing. I mean, Mystigan is a pro when it comes to booming, so he knows how a player who likes to boom would think. And a player who likes to boom generally wants to stay in their base, set up their eco under their TC keep or whatnot, and then go out on the map. Mystigan knows this. And that is where you get punished against the Abyss, because Abbasid can do the same and do it better. This wolf. Why do they have wolves in the game? I don't get it. Like, why? What's the point? Mystigan coming up with the first mangonel of the game. And with the new siege rework, I don't know if this mangonel will get to shoot its first shot without going down. And nope. Mangonel will be like, oh no, let me do something. At this point, if I was English and I saw this, I'll tap out, very honestly. And look at this, all these villages idling. I think it's over, guys. I think it's over, unless we see some kind of a miracle here. Nope. The eco is not there, neither is the military. We should see a tap out coming anytime now. Where are these traders going? What? What? And there it is. J1nada taps out, losing the second round of the matchup and basically going out of the tournament. GG's nonetheless. Thank you for both the players. Thank you both the players for playing. It was really nice experience. Especially looking at two civs. I mean, in the first round and the second round, civs that can really boom hard. Let's look at the villager distribution. This might not seem too intimidating until you actually switch this to eco count. And the difference is massive. Okay. In terms of military, I think at one point English could have done something, but he waited too long and let the Abbasid just boom. But GG's nonetheless. Mystigan goes ahead in the tournament. And for everyone who has been watching the stream, thank you guys. And I hope to cast the next match that we'll see in the 1v1 tournament. So cheers everyone, see you next time.